Is 8 o'clock on the dot. I'm first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. This is Coffee Talk. We get together 7 days a week, chat about what's going on in the world of weather, hopefully getting your day started off on a great note. How you doing? It's Friday, which means it's my last day off, which means, errands to run around the house. Oh well. Anyway, let's chat about what's going on in the world of weather. First off, the heat continues. Today, we will be talking about the numbers in your neighborhood and looking just to see if we're into record territory. Sure, that's fine. We're also going to be looking to a bit of a weather pattern change. Rain, finally returning to the forecast. Cannot wait to discuss that. But for now, let's look outside, shall we? A live look from our Tower Cam network. This is Daytona Beach. Kind of a gloomy start to the day. 'Twas a dark and stormy morning. At least that's what it looked like in my Keith Morrison voice. But it wasn't. It wasn't a dark, stormy morning at all. As a matter of fact, it was a nice, quiet day. Let's take a look at our first warning Doppler radar. Couple of sprinkles in Brevard County. You can kind of see there were some showers around Volusia. Not really doing much, but down to Brevard we go, where the radar has been indicating a little bit of rainfall. You can see out from Lake Washington back over to about Melbourne, all south of Patrick Space Force Base, but there have been a few showers around, so there's that. What about temperatures out the door? 60s and 70s, that is a lovely start to the day. And looking ahead, 'twill be a dark and stormy afternoon for some. Only a 30% chance of rain. That also means most of us won't see any of it at all. If you know the Keith Morrison voice, then you know he's on Dateline and he's got quite the voice. Or does he? I'm not very good at it. I could still try. It's a Friday. Listen, it's a Friday, and I have not had enough coffee. Or has he? All right, I'm done. 86 degrees by 1 o'clock this afternoon. 90 degrees, the high temperature. Quoth the raven, nevermore, nevermore. We do look to see a few showers developing in this afternoon, so just something to keep in mind. All right, let's look and see. Temperatures around 78 a high today in Palm Coast, 83 Daytona Beach, 86 degrees this afternoon in Palm Bay. But you head inland and those temperatures get warmer. 90 in Orlando, 92 in Leesburg, 91 degrees in Wildwood. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Love it. All right. Good morning to you all. Rise and shine. How are ya? Debbie says we went down to the beach with my son last night to watch the launch. He was in awe. I love that. Yep. The pictures looked great. The pictures looked absolutely wonderful. Come on, rain, Rachel says. We've got a little bit of it. All right, so let's look at the overall weather pattern. All right, let's start with today and kind of get an idea. Let's pop up Futurecast when it decides to load. Oh, wait, I have to double-click it. Stand by. All right, here we are. All right, here's Futurecast. You can see a couple of those coastal showers along the beaches. No big deal. Clouds building, and, I got to tell you, Futurecast is kind of going with some showers this afternoon. A decent little coverage of showers. The overall coverage for today, though, isn't all that high. If we look at the rain chances for today, you've got your Brevard County stuff, and then, overall, we've got a low-end chance of rain. But we could still see a few showers. So that's kind of what we're looking at for today in terms of rainfall. But this trend is starting to change, and I think that that's something to be optimistic about. Today's rain coverage sits at about 30%, but notice 30, 40, 50. We're heading in the right direction, right? So that's good. For tomorrow, let's look at the rain coverage, okay? Definitely looking at a high chance of rain north of us, but there will be some showers that spew into our area. So let's do this. Let's look at the overall weather pattern and just kind of familiarize ourselves with what's happening. It also depends on what model you look at. This is where things are going to get interesting. So we've got a frontal boundary that'll be coming our direction. It fades, so we're not looking at like a good old front, but it's a front nonetheless. And then it kind of just sits over top of us Sunday as an area of low pressure develops. Some models are developing that area of low pressure out to our east, some models to the west. There's a lot of kind of back and forth. So let's do this. Let's just start off with looking at our 7-day forecast, okay? Let's start there and get Alex Alisi's idea. All right, Alex is the meteorologist on duty. First off, first thing I notice, decent chance of rain through the entire stretch. That's fine. We need that. Perfect. Great. Fantastico. But the way we get it is going to be interesting. Melissa says, I wish you were on Wink News. Can we make it happen? No, but I'll tell you what. First off, I was offered a job at Wink years ago, Melissa. My company just bought Waterman Broadcasting. So I could tell you this much. You've got a better chance of seeing me on WBBH or WZVN. All these graphics coming soon to a television station near you in Fort Myers. All right, so how this rain gets to us is going to be interesting. Let's look at the different models. Let's start with how much rain could fall, okay? The European model has absolutely been wetter from this weekend to to Friday of next week. Look at the differences here. On the left, the European model, showing the yellows and the oranges. That's meaning that if the European model is to be the way it goes, we could be talking about areas getting 3 to 5 inches of rain. We need even more than that, but 3 to 5 would be a really, really good move. Then again, if the GFS plays out, you're talking a half inch to 2 inches, some spots around 2 inches. I am, for one, pulling for the European. But let's look at how this all plays out, okay? Here's just the GFS model, okay? So there's that front approaching us. All right, bringing in that moisture. And we've got some showers around Saturday. But notice most of the moisture stays out east of us and south of us even. There's rains for sure. And then by next Wednesday or so, kind of an area of low pressure developing out in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, that would put plenty of rain over top of us. But again, it just depends on which model you go with. But essentially, this front, moisture, and then an area of low pressure rides and drags it out. So that's the GFS model. The European model, all right, moisture, heavy downpours though, kind of hanging. Look at Sunday, according to the European model, Sunday's going to be a soaker, and then we just keep with the moisture, Look at all that moisture. And then there's that area of low pressure out in the Gulf of Mexico, and eventually it sweeps it all out. All right, so moisture, definitely something that we need in Central Florida. Just a reminder, we still, even though it's just about contained, but we are still watching the Doublegate fire. 90% contained, over 3,000 acres. The winds today will keep pushing the smoke away from I-4 and away from ISB and all that. But, it's kind of funny. It came out literally seconds after I got off of the air from Coffee Talk yesterday morning. We are now, just about all of us, in a severe drought. Central Florida desperately needs rain. Desperately. Look at the Keach-Byram Drought Index numbers. Many of our locations in that orange. So that's still a pretty significant concern. Yeah. All right. So that's where we're at. Debbie says, I'll be glad to get any rain we can get. Oh, for sure. 100% agreed with you. Any little ounce of rain we can get, I'll take it. We need it badly. Laura, I didn't even realize it had reached over 3,000 acres. It did, yeah. It kind of was contained and out, and then it started jumping fire lines again, and it's like, come on, man. You got to be kidding me. But yeah, still burning. Still burning. We got a bunch of Debbies in the room now. As long as y'all aren't Debbie Downers, I'm fine with it. Although you may not love this forecast. So for the weekend, we're looking at Saturday being the better day for now. Into Sunday, more rain, rising rain chances. Yeah, showers, even thunder showers. It's not bad. We need it. All right, showers around, but I think that it's going to be getting into storms by afternoon. So morning should look good. Remember, I'll be here with you on Coffee Talk. We'll do our thing in the morning. I'll also be with you on West 2 News Sunrise. I'm going to eventually have to shave. Do that whole thing. Clean her up. I got to put on a suit tomorrow. My least favorite part. So, yeah, but we'll be tracking this. But it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be a perfectly sunny weekend. But we do have to accept this trade-off because we do need the rainfall, okay? In the meantime, while we're looking at that, just know that today's forecast is looking great. Like mix of clouds and sun. Sure, we've got a sprinkle or two here or there. So if you're wanting to get into the backyard swimming pool like me, I definitely want to do that. Expect good things, okay? High temperature around 90. It's a good day, a little breezy. We do look for a couple of showers, a few thunder showers, but all said and done, it does look to be a pretty good one. But a reminder, our UV index, we are now into that 11 plus category. The sun angle has gotten high enough. You got 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes before you burn. Okay? So, for what it's worth, people, you got 10 minutes. That's it. Then you burn. All right? So, for what it's worth. Yeah, but at least we've got a little, at least we've got a little bit of rain in the forecast, and looking to the 7-day forecast, and then we can open it up to chat because I've been just running my mouth. 7-day forecast does show quite a bit of change. Like, let's just take a couple of seconds and soak this in, all right? So for today, 30% chance of rain. Tomorrow the same. Rain chance goes up Sunday, Monday, and frankly, next week is a fairly decent wild card. We could be talking about a lot of rainfall next week. It just depends on exact paths of that storm system. So we need it. We're going to get some of it. Let's be happy. As far as Futurecast goes, we can get through the weekend, but Futurecast hasn't quite initialized this decently. So I'm not 100% keen on its model output just yet. We'll get there. Don't you worry about a thing. All right. Rita says my fever finally broke. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that you're not feeling great. I got bronchitis. Today will be a better day. I like that. All right, good morning, everybody. David says good morning. 1 year ago today, we had tornado warnings. Hopefully we won't have that today. Don't expect it. EZZZZ says, Eric, having a difficult time connecting with your channel on YouTube every day. I have no idea. I have no errors showing up on my end. So I don't know why there's a problem on yours. I apologize. Everything looks good and smooth on my side. I don't know. I've not done an April calendar. Probably will not do an April calendar. Yeah, I apologize for that. Just crazy work schedules. Just haven't gotten a chance. Sorry. No problem here, Rosebud says over on YouTube. So I don't know. Cheryl, good morning up in Brooksville. Haven't been by there in a while. Wendy asks, if the Euro model plays out, will that get us out of drought conditions? So let's do a second comparison, okay? All right, so according to the European model, and just using kind of our broad strokes color table here, orange is 3 to 5 inches of rain. So let's just say we'll go 5 inches of rain, okay? Chris says second string did the calendar. Chris took my formula and did the calendar, so that's cool. So let's just say we get 5 inches of rain. Does that fill in all the gaps? Let's take a look. hoping for the high end, 5 inches of rain. Come on, big money. Come on, big money. So based on that, nope. Yup. Nope. Nope. Yup. So you can see, like, it will really help. But will it fix it? In some cases. But then you get into the concerns of flooding and things. Yeah. Mickey's asking, do you think the low might become tropical? Arlene, perhaps? Could it be tropical, like true tropical in nature? Let's look at a couple of pieces of data, okay? Stand by. All right. So this is just raw output, okay? But what we're looking at here is ocean temperatures, water temps. So the magic number for tropical development is 80 degrees. All right. Now, I'm highlighting all these areas here just to give you an idea. There's a warm section in the central Gulf. But remember, the models are showing this developing in the northern Gulf. The northern Gulf, 79 to 76 degrees. That's not really what you need for tropical development. Okay, right? Northern Gulf is where the models have this Gulf low formula. Forming. Hold on. Okay, so right there it is there, near New Orleans. Right, near New Orleans and Mobile Bay. So based on those locations, the northern Gulf Coast. Let me turn off the satellite. We don't need to see that here. All right, so northern Gulf Coast. Like, it's marginal at best. So I don't think we're going to be discussing tropical. Could something go subtropical? Sure. But not anything majorly anticipated. And by the way, this all like times out perfectly along with the LRC, showing the piece of energy off of the Florida coast as, like if you look at the overall kind of idea where we've got this little front and then you get this little storm system to our east, this plays out on the LRC correctly, and then after that you've got this kind of Gulf low thing developing. Which was showing up. It showed up after Nicole, and it's kind of doing its thing here in the models, So we'll see how this all plays out eventually. But yeah, it's going to mean a pretty stormy forecast for us. We need the rainfall, so let's definitely take what we can get. Let's definitely take what we get. It's not a perfect scenario for like our weekend forecast, but we need the rain. Rosebud says, I'll take subtropical. The more rain, the better, for sure. Yeah. Chris says, subtropical. Doesn't get energy from the water below. Yeah, it kind of is this hybrid thing. And that's possible. Yeah. That's definitely a possibility. Laura's asking, is this the Nicole recycling? Yeah, this is definitely the Nicole part of the pattern recycling. Nicole would be about the 11th, the 12th. So it's, we'll see how it all plays out. But yeah, we're good. Jan Allen, Murphy Sanders, just breathe. You seem stressed. I don't know that I'm stressed. I don't know. I don't think so. No more than normal. Yeah. We need the rain. But the week of the fair? What fair, April? I don't even know about it. Is there a model you feel is more accurate? You have to take all model data with a grain of salt. I have to always point out, like, computer models are guidance, not gospel. So take it as a grain of salt. The Lake County Fair, okay, very cool. Didn't even know. We'll have to do a graphic for it. What is the BSR show? I haven't even looked. So let me get that. Let me get that dialed up. Give me a few seconds here. right, there's that. There's that. My color on this webcam seems terrible today. Okay, BSR. So where are we here? That is... Give me a second. Let me just go back and kind of try and get this from the beginning. Okay. So that's Monday. So you've got like a little low off of the East Coast, a little low off the West Coast. There's that storm system coming like mid next week. Little storm system south of us. That would be... That would be the 17th of April. Okay. Yeah, so nothing, I mean, nothing crazy. Like, there are signatures of this, but nothing, nothing crazy. So that's fine. Always interesting to look at the long-range signals and all of that fun stuff. Yeah. What is a BSR? It's a technique that we can use to kind of gauge some long-range forecasting. Yeah, we use several long-range forecast metrics here, and it just kind of gives us a peek ahead. That's all. Yeah. Let's see here. Any other questions? Sunday and Monday, I plan to be at Clearwater Beach. Would you recommend to still go? Listen, I mean, Sunday into Monday look pretty wet. But do I cancel plans? I'm the kind of person that, let's hang out no matter what. Have a good time no matter what. So I wouldn't cancel plans. Go do your thing. Chris said it best. The BSR shows the teleconnections of weather from one area to another, right? So we look to the Bering Sea and kind of teleconnects to about 2.5 weeks later. And all I do to make it look fancy is I can put the map of the United States over the Bering Sea to just kind of give us an idea of what we're looking at. That's all. I doctor it up so that it hopefully gives us a pretty good look at things. All right. So any questions, comments, concerns? I apologize. Didn't have a drive-through guest today. With weather, like with decent weather happening, it's not a bad idea to just kind of focus on the weather anyway. I always like to try and do the coffee talk drive-through when the pattern is quiet and there's not a ton to look at. But, today's a pretty active day. We've got a holiday weekend ahead of us. We've got decent rain chances ahead of us, all of that stuff. So, for what it's worth, and there's a lot of travel too. And while there's no like massive delays going into Orlando International Airport right now, we're starting to see the delays build. Volume is really going to play in. 28 delayed flights, 177 on time. So at least that's good news. But it's definitely something that we are, over the course of the day, today, and even this weekend, something we're going to be watching. Yeah. Nicole says off Sunday. Yes, rain please. Yeah, well, we're gonna have some of that. Yeah. I've had a crazy week. Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a week. Did some traveling. All of the fun things. Yeah. Coffee Talk drive-through guest recommendation. Mike from Mike's weather page. That would be an interesting one. Yeah, I'll have to reach out to Mike and see. Yeah, I mean, he's got quite a following. It'll be interesting to chat with him for sure. Did your minion find class for us to audit? Did he? Ryan, did you find a class for us to audit? Stand by. Ryan. Coffee Talk asks, did you find a class for everyone to audit? All right. I have texted him. Oh, Mike says, let's make it a date. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh, man. It's okay about no drive-through guests. You just landed from space. It's definitely been a week. It's been a chaotic little week. If the weather pattern is quietish next week, we'll get somebody on. Yeah. So, any questions? But yes, what's kind of interesting too is that yes, this is the part of the pattern. Let's do this. Let me go back. I'll show this to you. Sometimes this computer is grumpy, and I get it. Like, I'm a grumpy dude, so I get it. Let me show you the Nicole part of the pattern. You'll just laugh. And you'll see how this kind of mirrors it. Okay. All right, so this is, hold on a second. I forget what day Nicole hit, but let's just go back here. Okay, all right. Well, now you're being a putz. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is November 5th. This is the weather map for November 5th. All right, we've got a little frontal boundary. We've got some trophy action over Florida. November 6th. We'll make it a little smaller. Oh, you are such a putz. All right. November 6th. November 7th. You've got like some moisture out in the Gulf. Then there comes Nicole. Okay. Nicole comes through, and then after Nicole, you get this nice Gulf storm system here, right there. So it makes sense if Nicole times out to be around, I've got it on my spreadsheet as the 12th. So this is the GFS. So if I'm just looking, timestamp on the top right part of your screen there. You know, so you've got moisture forming in the Gulf. According to the GFS, the moisture's in the Gulf and then comes through, right? Whereas the European is a little more favorable on something developing and kind of hanging. Why is this computer so grumpy today? The European is a little more favoring moisture out east of us. And that would be the piece of energy that's Nicole, and then you get kind of the upper low afterwards. So, at any rate, we've got chances of rain. It'll be interesting stuff to see. That's, no matter what, that's what we're looking at. And I'm very okay with that. Very okay with that. So the computer takes after you or you take after it. I know, which one's grumpier, right? Which one's grumpier? Doctor appointment. See you, Bruce. Be good. Sounds stuffed up like me. Oh, I'm always stuffed up. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns, people? Rain chances are going up. We need it. Let's take it. All right. All right. That's it. That's it. We were going to end this thing like, what, a minute early today? No questions? I'm not going to say I'm disappointed. Pollen is high, Chris. Until we get some good rain, pollen is high. Yeah. No relief. I get no relief. I know it was respect. I know. All right, people. That's it. We'll watch more model data coming in today to see how this plays out. But could there be some decent rains ahead? There could. And I'm so okay with that. Mickey's asking about severe weather threat. Not looking at too much of a severe threat. Yeah. Some rain. For now, we'll watch and see the upper level plays. But for now, it's not a big concern for severe weather. Just watching the dynamics. That's what we'll do. All right, people. All right. I'm going to go do the mowing of the lawn and I've got to go to Home Depot. It's honey-do list day. Yeah. Good times. All right, listen. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I will see you live at 3:30. We'll do the afternoon coffee talk, all right? Sound good? Sounds good.